This conference will now be recorded.
Council's president and counted for. So first thing on the agenda is approval of service agreement between the town and the Boothborough Ambulance and Rescue Service. Does anybody have any questions? You all have anything to say or ask? Council, does anybody?
Well, of course.
Yes, Eric has
Okay.
his comment.
Of course.
Okay.
I just said to Mayor Lee, number 7 and 8 there. Are they in conflict or do I not understand? One says does not constitute a waiver and then the other. It just seems to me that
Limitation of liability.
not to be picky.
No, I understand what you're saying now.
The attorney looked at this rate.
Say what?
Leslie looked at this.
Yeah, Leslie she drafted at least one.
We did something similar to this for like, wasn't it like the SBA for a bond thing years ago?
But it's basically the same thing. Yes,
Yeah.
we're just saying that they supply us for emergency services for the town. We're not asking for
I
any
think it
money.
was a little weird.
Their blessings and all that, so they can get their loan to do their expansion. Did I explain that right, Mary Jane?
Yeah. I just
Well, I'm
like
guessing-
those two same things.
Nothing's been done to the building except the doors and the bumpers since 1984. So that's why we're trying to expand. So
I know that it
Probably
went
just
back and
somebody
forth
can't put
It does.
several times. I forget if Leslie initiated it or if their attorney did, but she's looked over it pretty thoroughly. So I see what you're saying, and I
think number 8, yeah.
kind of agree with you, but I think that 7 is saying that they're not, neither one of us is waiving our rights, and 8 is saying that the ambulance company is taking liability for any issues.
We're still responsible for some members of just.
That's fine. I just know that the next thing is number 9. This terminal agreement is for 10 years. I wonder how long is the bond term? Should this agreement be for the width of the bond term? Is the bond term 20 years or do we know yet?
So typically bonds are typically 10 years,
Okay.
renewable.
Okay, so I just thought the two should be the same.
No, that's a good call.
And there's not really any workload for Rachel and other town staff. It's all right.
Do I have a motion to approve or disapprove?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Have a motion to approve. Do you have a second?
I'll second.
Have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstain. Motion carries. Now just sign this one right here and give it to them. And if you take it over and give it to Kim, she'll be your witness.
And if you guys sign it and give it back to me, I'll scan it to everybody.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, introduction of resolution to approve the issue of. Just take that, never mind.
Well, the first one is the service agreement that is required to be in place. The resolution is then for the bond, so you guys had to approve that first. Tonight is just the introduction of the resolution, and then in regular meeting on July 13th, there will be a public hearing, and the ambulance company is having that in paper and everything. It's just that it has to be at one of our meetings.
Okay,
So-
July
13th. So that will be a public hearing, and then after that, it will be on the agenda in the same meeting, but after the hearing, it'll be on the agenda for you guys to approve the resolution. So then it'll be effective 20 days later. So then it'll be effective, right at the beginning of August. They can move forward.
hearing be 6:30 or 6:45?
The notice in our packet says 7.
7? Oh,
That's what it says in here.
Okay. So we'll do it,
for
we'll just do the hearing, yeah, like, right.
Is that okay with you all?
Sounds
On
perfect.
the resolution,
Uh,
on the resolution, just because I'm picking up people's stuff. Next, to the last paragraph there. Be it further resolved that the approval of the issuance of bonds in no way commits the mayor and council. That's fine. I like encumbers instead of commits, because encumbers has more of a financial, so, financial implication than the word commits, but I'm not all hung up on that. But if you look up the definition of encumbers, and I use that all the time. Just pointed that out.
Well, this is just the introduction, so if all of you would rather have the number,
we can
that in,
change
and
it.
still stay on schedule.
I mean, I think we all know what it means, but
I think we should change it because here.
Do you guys have any objections to that?
Never encumber the phone.
Change
I
the
would
word
have to rely on
commits.
councils, you know,
Do what?
I would have to rely on your council's
Okay.
recommendation.
So we're changing, you want to change the word commits to
Encumbers.
numbers.
Be it in the last, next to last paragraph.
I'll forward that to the attorneys in the morning, make sure that they don't see the issue with it.
Eric, can I ask a question? Sure. Am I allowed to?
Sure.
If for some reason the attorneys are like, we picked that word for a specific reason, are you comfortable with it? Or you prefer encumber? I just don't want
how about commits or encumbers?
to, and again, I'm not legal counsel, so I just want to make sure that we don't have to
I mean, yeah.
add this to the
We do a whole
agenda in
bunch of
August.
stuff.
Yeah, I don't want to make a big deal of it, but I'm just talking about financial obligations. Encumbers is the word. Just wanted to prove to Tony that I read this actually.
I love your attention to detail.
So somebody balks at encumbered, just go ahead and vote with
That's,
commits.
you know, commit sounds like we're getting married or something.
That's not like nuptials.
That's why I'm so scared.
Wow, that sounds like you go behind bars, but anyway, let's just leave it at that.
Oh, my, no. I wasn't thinking about bars, I was thinking about rubber.
We'll get that taken care of. And get that approved next meeting.
Do we need a motion to have it introduced next meeting?
Do I have a motion to introduce it?
I'll make a motion that we introduce the draft resolution 2026-03 at our next meeting.
Do you want to say with suggested word
With-
change?
We're introducing it this meeting,
Okay.
we're passing it the next meeting.
Okay, so I'll make a motion that we introduce the draft resolution 2026-03 with the correction that was
If the attorney agrees.
added as long as the attorney approves.
Second.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Everybody know what you voted for?
Yeah.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstain, motion carries. That's carried. Pittsburgh High School Wrestling donation request.
So it's plain and simple, last I checked, we still had,
I think it's 4.
I was thinking more, so $400 left in, our donations, our budgeted donations for the FY '26, and the wrestling team is asking for a donation of any amount, so, wanted to go with our usual 100.
I'll make a motion that we donate the $100 to the Greensboro wrestling team for the mat.
Okay, do I have a second?
I'll second.
A motion and a second to give the wrestling team $100 towards this new match. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same, abstained, motion carries. Guest presenter, Bruce Brown, doesn't look like he is here, so we will move on. Drew?
Yeah, so that was all that was on
That was
the
all on the
agenda,
agenda.
but, came up today that we really need to talk about Chase 6, so that's why it's here.
Floor is yours, sir.
So as it comes to Chase 6, we've been working feverishly to get that project underway. You guys will remember historically that we bid the project without having permits because we had to get in front of the lead time to get the mast arms and the programming unit that runs the traffic control device. So you bid your contract out in January, you awarded it to Excavating Associates. In that time that we awarded it, we submitted plans to the developer, Jim Draper. So that was the agreement with the town, is that he paid for the development and the design. And then when it came to construction, we were going to split the cost, our side, your side. Everybody follow me still with me? So Rick submitted the plans to the county back before the first of the year. County reviewed it, and Soil Conservation was concerned about the size of the stormwater management pond, and they elevated it to MDE, which required a full study. So the design engineers had to go out, they had to survey all the properties, they had to verify this, they had to run a bunch of computer models on all this stuff. They submitted all this stuff to MDE. MDE came back and determined that the pond, if you made a couple of changes, would not be a hazard. So they would be willing to approve it. They gave that certification back to Soil Conservation to say, hey, you can sign off on the plans. We're going to grant them incremental approvals, meaning they still got some other stuff to submit, but we understand the importance of the project, and we're going to let it go forward with this conditional. And through the project, as you guys are building it, Rick is going to submit more things, and we're going to make it work. Okay, so that's where we were as of 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, our final thing is to get the actual grading permit. We are not going to be able to get the grading permit out of Soil Conservation in the county before the window of when Excavating Associates says they can get that road done before school starts again. On top of that, I cannot get a confirmation out of Potomac Edison for when they're going to move the power poles. I can't get confirmation as when it's on the schedule or if it's been designed. I started meeting with Potomac Edison in August of last year. Met again with them and filed a work order in January. Have stayed on top of them since then. The last 2 weeks, I've called in more favors and burned more bridges and pissed more people off to try to make this happen. And today, it's just the realization that with the combination of not having the grading permit and where we can turn dirt, and number two, Potomac Edison not giving me any answer or direction when they're going to relocate the poles. Can't knowingly just take off and know. Excavating Associates telling me without those two pieces known, there's no way I can guarantee you it'll be open and ready on the 25th. If we don't have it open, I just want to remind everybody, it's not just that they could come down and come out Center Street. They could do that, right? They can do that. The piece that everybody's missing and what Board of Ed harps on, those buses do not just go to Boonesboro. You delay them 15, 20 minutes by making them come out in different directions. They're not going to pick up the kids at the next location that they're supposed to be at. That's why they push so hard for this.
We're not affecting quote morning pickup or something let out.
Both. A lot come in the other direction too, in the morning.
Because they do 2 rounds, so they have to do,
Yes.
gotcha. We can't like leave them not park and let them come in and out, 2-way traffic on the hill, Campus Drive. You know what I mean, like they don't have to go down Center Street.
Yeah. Or it's one way, just.
Yeah,
change it
I mean,
back.
we used
Where
to
do
have
you-
2-way traffic and come in and out there, I mean.
Yeah.
With that, because it sounds like you're saying we need to delay it a year, which I don't think anybody wants to do.
No, especially me.
No, we don't.
And, I mean,
Well, if that's the avenue you want us to go
I'm
down.
just trying to think, can we work on the route of how we get them in and out
Yeah,
of the
maybe
school?
have police presence down at the end of the road so they can move more efficiently. Instead of
That
stopping,
mean if
going,
we
stopping.
commit to having, traffic. You know what I mean? Someone there to let them in and out or something,
Well,
so that we're not delaying.
if that's a direction that you all want to go, I'm happy to do that, but I'm gonna have to sit down with the Board of Ed, we're gonna have to figure out how's this gonna work. And can it work with all the other bus stops? If that's the avenue you want me to go down, that's what I'm here to ask for tonight, is what do you want me to do? Where do you want me to go?
But there isn't any way for us to get behind any other.
Already did
process.
that with Howard, he contacted Quarterman's office, I was on the phone with Jeff Klein 3 different times. I mean,
I don't understand. Everybody knows the importance of this project. And there isn't anybody that can,
Well, one of the unique issues is that soil conservation kind of stands on its own. So in the matter of who do you go to that can tell them what to do, she kind of has the final say. And we did attempt to go to their funder. It just so happens that Jesse is very good friends with the Secretary of Department of Agriculture. So we pursued that route and it's kind of bit us, so it's not well received.
Everything we've tried to do, she still says no.
Because I guess, I don't know, here's my next, Levy, if we start the project and you have a mess, I mean, it's gonna be harder for someone to, like, keep us stopped, I would think, for an extended period of time, because they're gonna start that court of public opinion.
I think utilizing the one, you're talking about going up
Coach
the
Scott
one,
Road.
yes.
Oh, yeah, I was talking about two-way traffic, 'cause that's how it used to be.
Yeah.
Right,
that's
so
an
you would
interesting
have
idea.
to, you would have to like tell people that they could not park
Right,
on, by the
Right.
elementary school, like.
And
oh,
mainly the kids that park there, it's the students that park there, so.
yeah, I mean, it's like people are stopped there picking up kids in the afternoon.
So,
But at one point in time, they also didn't let walkers or people being picked up out for like 10 or 15 minutes
Yes,
later.
exactly.
Then, you know what I mean, the regular buses, so it let the buses get in, pick up kids, clear out, and then the parents came out.
so let me say this. Since the beginning of this project, we've looked at this, we've all kind of agreed it would be a nightmare to do this with kids in school. So that was never an option.
I get it, but I'm worried about like, if this holds us up, then we wait a whole nother year, and then where are we at? Did they change some other rule? They're gonna make us jump through another hoop.
So let me
I
explain
know
to
that's
that,
what I'm asking.
let me explain to that avenue. So we are realistically about 2 weeks,
Behind.
3 to get the permits from the county. That with Excavating Associates, they're like, no way can we make that. I'm not even gonna tell the Board of Ed I can make it, because there's no way I
Right.
can.
Right.
Since you wanna ask the Board of Ed, let's see if we can reconfigure this. We don't wanna wait a year. We wanna do it while school's in. We know nobody wanted that. What do you need? What can we do to figure this out? In the next 2 to 3 weeks, we should be able to get them to tell us what would work, what would have to happen, and then we would have another month or so to get the word out to the public, et cetera. Is that a direction you want to head down? Because up until you all threw out this idea, the 25th of August was a no-go. The road had to be in. Even if we had to put stop signs or something, we were willing to do that, but the road had to be in. Now, if we're gonna say we're gonna try to figure a way, because we have to get in and out of there, then I'm happy to have those conversations with the Board of Ed while we still get the rest of the permits in the meantime.
My question is, if you still work on and get permits, are they gonna be good to hold it till next year, or do we have that uncertainty?
The permits are good for 3 years. The
Okay.
plans, once they sign them, they're
Okay.
good for 3 years.
Okay.
But there are,
Now, we won't have a guarantee on our pricing or
Yeah,
timeline.
yeah,
Oh, that's
keep
good.
pushing it, yeah.
no,
I'm much more comfortable with this new idea and to keep the project moving forward.
Okay.
Because if we stop now, this is gonna be a nightmare.
Yeah.
How much it'll cost us next year to do it? We've already got the prices and everything.
It's only gonna take
You've
about a
given me,
month after.
these are great marching orders. I did not think that was an option when we were discussing all these things, but if you all are willing to go down that road, my first email out tomorrow to all the players, the developer, Washington County Public Schools, the county, Soil Conservation, Rick, and everybody else is, we're going full steam ahead. We want permits. We are gonna sit down with Washington County Board of Public Schools. We're gonna figure out a way to do this.
Sounds good.
And then that just keeps the pressure on all the permits like we're doing
Yeah.
and everything else. You know,
I mean, do we need to ask police chief? And if it, you know what I mean? Because we would be dependent somewhat on them helping us with.
let us
you know,
find out what the school
Let's
says.
Traffic
find out.
in and
Let's
out.
find out.
I think we
Chief
should,
will work.
I need to get an answer from the Board of Ed first.
I think this is a very good idea, and I do agree with what you just laid out as marching orders. But I think that we also need to start summoning the idea that it might not happen this year. I'm hopeful that Jeff will be open to it, but there is a good possibility that he's gonna say, no, it's gonna cause too much trouble, it's gonna be a safety hazard. I mean, we don't know what all is involved when they lay out bus routes, so.
I mean, other than entering in a different location, the same complex, I can't see what,
I don't know
I
either.
understand
don't-
what you're saying,
I'm just-
but-
It's worth a shot.
We-
I mean, it's
we-
definitely worth our.
Drew especially, but we have done literally more than anything reasonable.
There's no other like temporary
Are
road
they-
we have to cut over through Kinsey Heights.
If we
I'm
can
just
get
trying
it,
to think out.
yeah, I mean, I'm open to that. The problem is half the land around there is a floodplain. You can't put a temporary road in it.
Right.
So the actual way to get out of there, although I wouldn't want to certainly build the road, is running them through Kinston. I wouldn't do
Yeah.
that.
Well,
That's
that's why I
pretty
was thinking
steep
that
to
too,
go.
you could go, no.
But let's
I'm
look
just trying
at
to think where we
ideas.
may have gone, you know,
Well, I
in
mean,
vehicles where we shouldn't have
and
been.
you guys all brought up good points. I have not had children in the schools in a long time, so I'm not familiar anymore. But yes, you know, they may look at it and say, hey, if we adjust start times at, I'm making this up, okay?
Yeah.
Sharpsburg by 15 minutes, it takes this piece and it'll make this work and it'll be okay. And I'll start off the conversations with all the people at Washington County Public Schools. This is not what we wanted.
No.
But waiting a whole nother year is not gonna make it any better. It's gonna make it worse. And you guys need it to, so let's bite the bullet. And how can we do this?
Okay,
I think it's a reasonable
You
request.
gotta keep reminding to safety of the students running across that Mapleville Road.
Well, I really appreciate the input. I really appreciate the idea because I've been so buried in the woods and frustrated and trying to do everything. That's a very good ray of sunshine and something to focus on. And what I like more about it than anything else, it keeps the pressure to get all the permits and get all the final pieces. Let's say we go down the road, and I'm saying worst case scenario, and we work for 3 weeks with Washington County Public Schools, and we get all the permits, and the Board of Ed's just not gonna do it. Well, at least we got all the permits in hand. You know what I mean? At least we've gotten all those pieces.
Well, and we don't have a guarantee it was gonna get done on that date anyhow, so there's always that out there.
I think the school.
I'm gonna throw out another crazy idea too, but, I mean, we have the property on Orchard Drive. I mean, you know, parents could, I know, well, but parents could let off in that parking lot and walk in back, you know what I mean, the upper inner back door, elementary. I was just trying to figure out how to keep some of that morning traffic.
Where are you
Sure.
talking?
I'm sure if we do a zoning.
So
change, we
Orchard
can
Drive, the
do
old
it.
London town plan, I mean, there's an area there
I know,
where cars can
kids
get in
have-
and,
Let's see
you
what
know,
they
we
say.
used to
They
walk
walk-
in
they
this
walk
that
in.
way.
Own some of that?
No.
No,
That's it.
There's a
That
walk-
guy's-
There's a walking path.
yeah, because I mean, we used to cut through there walking home from
They
school.
come- they come through there.
Let me look at those ideas. Let's talk to
You
them.
know, you
I'll
could
talk
let
to them.
parents could let kids out, they could walk in.
Another thing is where
Back
would they,
entrance
where are they
or,
gonna
you know,
park
walk
the heavy
to middle
equipment?
school And not be in some of the bus
On
traffic.
McElwee's lot, and the 2 lots we own right now.
Okay, it's not gonna be in the back.
Plus, there's a whole area on the other side of Mapleville Road that they have for construction.
Okay, that's good. So I would keep that open.
So Drew, one thing, I mean, I like what y'all are saying, back to one of Mayor Lee's points, if this does go to next year, then the whole excavating associates contract has to be rebid, right?
Well, you guys would have to decide, you have two options. Number one, you could call the contractor in and negotiate a new price at that time, meaning time goes on, costs go up. Their bids are typically, they'll hold them usually 60 to 90 days. So do you want to negotiate? You can either sit down with them and negotiate what the new price is going to be, or you could say, nope, we're going to rebid the whole thing again, and you would have enough time if you had to wait the next
And I
year.
guess
You could
another
rebuild the whole thing.
contingent here is because of the delay, do they have time if the project starts late to do it, or do they have something else lined up? You know, they've already.
I'll have to ask that question
You know
of
what I mean,
them
for
as
the
well.
timeline too, I guess that's an issue.
And it's not gonna be like it's not like it's gonna be all year. You know, once they get going, they,
It'll be about 3 or 4 months.
Yeah.
And they'll be done.
yeah.
And it'd be done before Christmas.
Hope you don't.
Yeah.
Okay, you guys, thank you very much. I mean, that's what I was looking for, is a little guidance.
As long as the school board goes along with it, it'll be fine.
I have a second thing to bring up. This one doesn't hurt, and it's not a problem.
Oh, I was gonna say, oh, shit.
No, that's enough bad news for today. I've been living it for the last 3 days. Over the holiday weekends, could get it out of my mind, but, number 2, the planning commission has a recommendation. We forgot to put it on the agenda at your meeting. Planning commission was making a recommendation to appoint Eric Kitchens to the planning commission and Brian Smith. Brian Smith has been coming to our meetings.
Yeah.
Smitty. Smitty, basically, they asked him, he said, no, I don't have any experience, and basically the planning commission looked at him and said, you're here more than David Bell. You know more than most people, and although you may not have the formal training and the credentials, you understand more about zoning than most people in the town. So, and he did agree to do it.
And
So-
we have to wait until.
No, you're having a meeting now, so you could.
Council to appointing, or can we make it effective July 1, because run off on the 30th? I mean, I just want to make sure if
He
you know
just can't
how that works,
Is-
yeah.
is the new, council members on July 1?
No.
They're-
Well, we have, so our meeting's on the 13th. So do we have a special meeting on the 6th, or do we wait until the 13th to swear them
The charter says the first Monday.
in? Even for the runoff? Does it say that?
Well, I don't think it specifies. Well, all that it says about a runoff is that everything should be done the exact same way that the regular election.
So then will we just have the swearing in ceremony and then have a regular meeting the following week?
Yes.
Okay.
Just like we did this last election.
Okay.
So no, we can make a motion. He just has to abstain.
Well, it's July 6th, so you could just make it effective July.
Make it perfect. Yeah. July 1st.
Make them when, July 1st?
Don't you think, Drew? Make it effective July 1st or July 6th?
I would say July 1st, because that's what he's.
I'll make a motion that we appoint Eric Kitchen to the planning commission effective July 1st, 2026.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Have a motion and a second to appoint Eric Kitchen, July 1st to the planning commission. Any other discussion?
So a question would be, the meeting tomorrow night, I would typically give the liaison report in July's mayor council meeting, but I won't be doing that. So,
You can write the report and give it to somebody. to read.
oh, I can do that, yes. All right. What's that?
That's what Terry did.
Okay.
I'm just gonna encumber you in any way.
Are you sure you can commit?
This is.
Are you
a
committed to this?
This is a $75 a month decrease in pay. I don't know if I'm gonna make it.
You're gonna let her encumber.
So how do you find it, the
We
red?
got a motion and a second to appoint Eric to the planning commission of July 1st. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same,
I
abstaining,
guess I have.
motion carries.
He has-
One abstention. Do we have a motion to appoint Brian Smith to the planning commission?
I don't have to make any specials with this one. I can just make a motion that we appoint Brian Smith to the planning commission.
AKA Smitty.
And I can put it in this right.
Yes, yes, sir.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to appoint Brian Smith to the planning commission. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same, abstain. Motion carries.
That didn't hurt.
Anything else to come before the council tonight?
Everything else that they have.
Hearing none, do I have a motion to adjourn?
Second.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to adjourn. Any other discussion?
Are you disappointed?
Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same, abstain. Motion carries. This meeting is closed.